Someone keeps depositing money into my account. It was fun until they started asking me to do things. Written by Blair Daniels.
The first deposit came on a Tuesday. I was on my way to lunch when my phone vibrated in my pocket. Woohoo, you've just got paid. My budgeting app gleefully told me. Huh, that's odd. I thought payday wasn't until Friday. I opened the app to find a deposit of $250. It was from a sender I did not recognize. AWSTGHY 2276. I quickly shot off a text to my husband. It was a joint account, but he didn't recognize it either. My next thought was PayPal. I did occasionally get some weird payments. I have a crafting side hustle that's more of a side crawl, but those payments usually say PayPal in the transaction. So, who was just giving me money? It must be a scam. But as the hours went by, I didn't get any weird texts or phone calls. That fat 250 just sat there in my bank account taking up space.
Yeah, we should probably give it back.
My husband said when I got home. I don't think we can do that.
Sure we can. We could just call the bank, tell them to reverse the transaction.
I shot back at him. Or we could just keep it? Someone did give it to us.
But that's unethical.
What's unethical is forcing kids to eat rice and beans for lunch every day. I slammed the refrigerator shut and plopped down to the couch. Look, I feel a little weird about it too, okay? It's not like I picked up a wallet that someone dropped and found $250 in it. Someone actually gave this to us, whether it was an accident or not. We argued about it until we went to sleep. Well, not really argue, more like just aggressively talked with each other. With 3 kids and 2 full-time jobs, neither of us really had the energy to properly argue anymore. When I woke up the next morning, there was another text from an unknown number waiting for me. At 2:13 p.m. today, go to the corner of 12th Avenue and North Street. Take a photo of the short man in the black coat. What the heck? But Jerry had already left for work. I tell him about it later. The weird text from a wrong number as I got the kids ready for school. I couldn't stop smiling. Tomorrow, you guys are gonna get a really special lunch. Not just rice and beans, something really good. I told them as we walked down the driveway, after waving them off from the bus. I left for work, but then another text came in as I was riding the elevator up. If you want to keep the $250, take the photo. My throat ran dry. It wasn't free money. Some weirdo wired me $250 to me. The elevator door slid open and I stumbled out. How did they have my number? Is it someone I know? I glanced around the hall of the cubicles and at the people that I work side by side with for 5 years. Ed? Ed is weird enough to pull some shit like this, but then I frowned. If Ed were wiring me $250, he would be asking for a photo of, well, something else. I sat my phone face down on the desk and I got to work. I didn't spend another thought on the text. I pretended it didn't even happen. I just focused on my happy little spreadsheets, and I hoped that it would all go away by 5. It didn't. At 2 o'clock sharp, my phone buzzed loudly, and when I pulled up the text, my breath caught in my throat. Why haven't you left yet? I glanced wildly around the office, but nobody was looking at me. I ran over to the window, and the sidewalk below was filled with people, but none of them were looking up in my direction. Fear pounded through my veins. Don't you want to give your kids that special lunch tomorrow? I froze. No. They had been in my yard watching me, and now they're somehow on my street or in this very office watching my every move? I shot up from the desk and ran to the elevator. It took me 8 minutes to get to the corner of 12th and North. Running in heels, panting, I glanced around my surroundings. I didn't see anything out of place. A woman jogging by, a mother pushing a stroller, 2 businessmen arguing as they crossed the streets, and at 12:13, a short man in a black coat strolled into view. He pressed the button for a crosswalk. Quickly, I whipped out my phone, pretending I was texting, and snapped a photo of him. I rushed back to the office building, tears stinging in my eyes as my fingers slid across the screen. "Here's your photo," I texted with the image. "Now leave me the fuck alone." After work, I went to the grocery store. I got my kids organic sliced turkey and some aged Gouda and some fucking gourmet Swiss chocolate for lunch. I played their stupid little sick game, and damn it if I wasn't going to reap the rewards. My phone vibrated. Woohoo, you just got paid. My heart fell into my stomach, and it fell through the floor when I saw the amount. $1,000. Whatever they were going to ask me to do tomorrow, I had a feeling it was going to be much worse than taking a photo of some random guy. I threw my groceries into the trunk of the car, the whole world going blurry with my tears. Just ignore it, Whatever they ask you to do tomorrow, just don't respond. They'll take the money back, and that'll be it. Then you can go to the police and tell them everything. But I was naive to assume that they would wait until tomorrow, because as I started the car, my phone buzzed again. Drive to the pier. I stared at those 4 words, my heart pounding in my chest. Then I leapt into action. "I don't want to play your sick fucking game," I texted, my hands shaking. "Take your money back. I don't want it. Leave me alone. Send." Reply: "It's too late for that." I swallowed and had a lump in my throat. "What do you mean it's too late?" I replied. 3 dots popped up, showing that they were typing. And then this message appeared. "Because the cargo is already in your back seat." My heart pounded in my ears. "You really shouldn't have left your car unlocked, Lynn." I closed out the texting app. I pulled up the phone again and began dialing 911. Then something thumped against the back of my seat. Every muscle in my body froze. I held my breath. The shadows in the rearview mirror shifted, but I couldn't quite make it out. "Drive to the pier and you'll be safe. But if you call the police... ... They didn't need to finish that sentence. I swung out of the parking lot and drove as fast as I could to the pier. When I got there, I parked in a dark little corner and cut the lights. Now, in the darkness, in the silence, I could hear them breathing. A steady rush of air right behind my ear. Notification. Close your eyes. I squeezed them shut, rustling movement in the back seat, and then the open and the close of a car door, faint footsteps out on the pavement, receding into the darkness. I let out the breath that I had been holding. I don't know how long I had been sitting there with my eyes closed, but I finally felt like it was safe to open them, when I hadn't heard footsteps in a long time. I sobbed as I drove home, so thankful I was alive, praying that this whole nightmare was over, that whoever this person was, that they used me as much as they needed to, and they would move on to the next poor soul. But I wasn't so lucky, because this morning, when I woke up, I had a new notification. Woohoo, you just got paid. The amount? $10,000.
That was someone keeps depositing money into my account. It was fun until they started asking me to do things. Written by Blair Daniels.